starting to awaken and realize the old soul that you are. Many who have just begun to feel this in themselves feel like they have purchased a ticket for the train and they therefore expect the train to show up soon. Well, I'll tell you, the tracks aren't even built yet. Don't despair, dear one, for you've started the process. So while you have patience, you start studying and learning what it is inside of you that is different than what you thought. And the best place to start is to look at the masters of the planet. For the masters of the planet are the ones you are to emulate, because that is a new tool of this age, mastery. Mastery is the voiding of karma and the passing of an old energy lifetime and moving into another while staying in your own body. The tools for it lay upon the grid. The tools for it lay within the crystalline. The memory of the planet is actually shifting to accommodate a master who has your name. There are many who are awakening, many who are doing things right now that only the masters of the old could do, and they've done it for themselves, and it's commonplace. And by the way, it's what they teach here in this temple where you sit, and think about it. And so we say to you, emulate those masters who walked this planet before you did. What did they have that you don't have? The first thing is, absolutely nothing at all. All of them were human beings. They were not super creatures, and they were not born different than you. The one who said he was the Son of God was very clear about all this. He said, I am the Son of God, and so are you. His message was about manifestation, to help you to understand that the magnificence that he had inside him was also yours. It didn't sit well with his culture and his age, and the conquerors of his land killed him. I want to tell you that what he showed you is what you can do with mastery. You can change matter. You can rewind a clock in your DNA. You can create healing that is beyond what you thought you could ever do. And it comes right from the higher self inside of you. The energy of the masters is with you, and the only reason they came here was as examples, so you could see it and do as well. The return of the masters of Earth. There are those who teach that the masters are going to return to the planet, and someday many religions on Earth claim this. Some look to the skies and they say, it's coming, a time when the masters are coming back to save us. They pin all their hopes and their desires on this, and they sing songs and they hold services, and they expect them to come back. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The humans who do that do not understand, do not see the reality of what has occurred. For the masters have all returned, and they sit upon this very place. Wherever you are, they are here. They are part of the structure of a new magnetic grid, and they are here in spirit, not in body. They are here to enter you, if you wish, in a way that will create healing and manifestation and solutions in your body. Darkness will run from the light when you decide to open the door and let it in. That's the way God uses men and women on this planet. So if you're new and you're looking at this, I am telling you that the Master showed you what is now possible. The harmonic convergent is what allowed this to be, and your choice as a human being is to look into this or not. The new grid and its unseen backup system. There are backup systems you may not even be aware of. This information is for those who are just awakening, who would like something beyond the veil. The crystalline grid of this earth is the memory of the planet. It is part of what you would call Gaia. The crystalline grid of this planet is now the active grid, and is the slate that you write energy on as you move forward. It is absorbing everything that you do as you walk from one place to another. The crystalline grid knows where you walked and that you've made impressions in the dirt. For the grid knows humanity. Any human being who is spiritually awakened on this planet is known by Gaia. Light emanates from your intent and voids your three-dimensional aspect of reality. There is a backup system to the crystalline grid of this planet, a memory system. The crystalline grid will never be destroyed. Yet there are systems that could be applied to the earth by humans and mankind, which would disturb it in a way that would void the integrity of the whole. It might break the chain. Too much electromagnetism placed upon the earth in an obscure way could damage the integrity for a time. So there's a backup system, and it's alive, and some of you need to know what it is. It will always be with you, and that is the whales of this planet. You love dolphins, don't you? Ask a biologist about them. They're really smart whales. So when we speak of whales, we mean all of them, What other mammals on this planet is protected by over 80% of the countries on Earth by treaty? None. For intuitively, the human race knows that these are creatures who are majestic and must remain on the planet intact. It's a backup system, and it's very special. Now you know the secret of why you feel about them the way you do. Summary. Is it possible that there's more than you were told going on? What does your intuition tell you about your own purpose on this time? The harmonic convergence did a whole lot more than just shift the energy of the planet. It gave you permission for an enlightened state, and now here you are. There's always the 3D question. What should I do now? Blessed is the human who feels it at the heart's level so strongly that they will say, I will do this journey, I will find the truth. For understand that the very process of discovery creates light on this planet. You're not going to join anything or belong to a human organization. Instead, you are personally going to begin to ask about yourself. We use the metaphor of light and the darkness often. It's the best one we have. Truly, at an energy level, your curiosity is opening doors and making the planet vibrate higher. Less than 0.5% of humanity must awaken for this planet to change permanently. That's because it doesn't take much light to quench the darkness. You've got almost 7 billion human beings, most of whom will never awaken and not interested in this. The vast majority are in survival mode and only concerned about the next meal or their very lives. But you have the privilege of concerning yourself with the esoterics, the spiritualness of life. You actually hold the light potential of the planet. It's important that you understand that the system you're unaware of knows of your awakening. The system that you're unaware of knows that your eyes are on the pages or your ears are hearing this, or that you sit in this room right now listening. The system knows of the lighthouse that you will become, if not already. Later we will define the system and tell you how it works. The universe knows of this meeting. That's how profound it is. Hard to believe indeed in your 3D reality that such a thing could be. Now let us address those who want a little more. If you're one who is new, I will tell you that there are riches here. As you chip away at this information, you find out more about you and your DNA, your abilities, your mastery. You could change your situation and solve the problems in your life. You can conquer fear. You can develop self-worth and pull upon the Akashic records of your own existence, pulling to yourself the things you need. You can go to the well of your own spirituality and become the shaman you may have been not too long ago. You can become a magnificent healer if you choose, or one who meditates and shines his light on the planet every day. Whatever you choose to do, whatever your passion is, it's why you came today and why you are listening to this. And the next step is one of trust. Make no assumptions, no assumptions. Move forward with patience, and then we'll discuss the next chapter. The next one to be given is living with your own duality, the difficult one. That will be given next in the series. Shamans in this room disguised as ordinary human beings. Isn't it time you open that jar of your shamanship? Yes, you're supposed to be a healer. You knew that all along. It's not too late. It's why you came. I am Cryon. I'm not going to say goodbye. The energy of the entourage remains here, where it will be dispensed tomorrow in ways that you will not be expecting. For in your time frame, tomorrow brings some things that you need to hear that I will give to my partner through the day, even out of channeling. Things that you need to hear about you and yourself, about duality, about what's next. You're never alone. No matter what you think, we're always here, and that is the truth. You don't know who came to see the moon today, do you? I'll see you again, family, like I have many times. I am the energy you see when you come into the earth. I am the energy you see when you leave. Some call me the gatekeeper only because I am Cryon, lover of humanity. I'm not really the gatekeeper, for that is a mythology, but I am the one who stands at the gate of your life when you come and when you go. And so it is. The Lightworker's Handbook, Lesson 2. Understanding Your Duality. Greetings, dear ones. I am Cryon of Magnetic Service. There are those who would say that this kind of communication is impossible to have, difficult. What is the process, they say, that would allow a human being to speak as if a human was the link? And I'll tell you, that process is easy to explain. For the human is the angel on earth. There's a direct pipeline to spirit, and you have called it the higher self. This spiritual part of the human is there like an antenna, waving in the breeze all your life. Some of you know what to do with it and plug it into that sacred pipeline. Most don't. But when you do, it is when your most profound meditations occur. The invitation in this energy is to learn to develop that pipeline and tune into that energy. There are many who are just beginning to tune into the higher self energy. These are the ones who are discovering for the first time in their lives that there is more than they thought about God. I have told you for 18 years that the earth is beginning to vibrate higher. What you see on your news today is the shaking that is going on, and there's more to come. That is to say, there are many who are being dislodged from their mythology, asking the question, what is real, what is not? They are saying, why do I feel in my heart and my soul that God is bigger than I was told? Then some will be brought to look into the words I've given over these last 18 years, and they will be overwhelmed with the teaching. Where do I start, they say, or what should I do next? Where is the beginning primer, so I don't have to wade through all the graduate material to find the basics? The answer is what you are hearing and reading, and I have commissioned my partner to do a series on channeling called The Lightworker's Handbook, a place to start. I have commissioned him with instructions to make it available within the largest venue he can, so that the most can see it with free choice to examine it or not. There are those who are beginning this journey who are just arriving, sitting here asking the question, what is this feeling? Could it be real that a human being is doing what it looks like he is doing, channeling? And if he's not, why do I feel like he is? And these are good questions, and the answer is that Earth is indeed vibrating higher, starting to let the conscience open. Every single one of you have Lemurian traits, if not directly, then indirectly. That is to say, you are the lineage of the Lemurian race, those who had a quantum view of the universe, who awakened first with the information about who they were. Here you are, sitting in this modern day, when there is another awakening group on, and you're on the front lines, since the first ones to awaken are the old souls. We have told you that before. So, old soul, you might have all the experience, but you still have the earthly, three-dimensional rules pressed upon you, and a cultural mythology of who you are and who God is. The following things may go against what you were taught, and if that is so, stop and weigh the energy of truth. Do not assume that everything you are reading or hearing is absolutely so, for we wish you to use your own discernment engine. Use the intellect that is combined with the heart and ask the Spirit, could it be? Is this right? For some of these things will challenge your very core belief system, everything that you have been taught. That's what we do today, bring up all the dark stuff. I proclaim that this is Lesson 2 of the Lightworker's Handbook. The first lesson created an understanding that there is more than you think happening on the earth. The beginning, the harmonic convergence, the increased tools, new intuitions, and the opening of energy that you are all a part of. All that was covered in Lesson 1. So we have chosen this astute place for Lesson 2. Let the listener and the reader know that the place where this information is being given is the origin of Cryon. Sitting here are family members who are in their human bodies, were patient and kind with the engineer, my partner, in those early days of channeling. They gave him the allowance of no experience and let him be while he found that he needed to find. And so it comes full circle, and he is back here in the energy where it began, not too far where it all physically started. The reason we have chosen this venue is because the subject is tough and something that you should know about. The news is not bad news, it is simply profound news. Get ready, for you have not heard this before. It will challenge and shake the very core of your belief system. Some will be angered, some will not. Some will feel compelled to strike back. Most will not, for these are the energies that are the core of your duality, the study of dark and light within you. Defining duality. The first thing you must know past the fact that there is divinity within you is that on this planet there is something called duality. That duality represents itself as a balance to the divinity, the darkest energy you can ever conceive of, which is you with your name on it. It comes in with you at your birth and does not leave until your last breath. Some have called it the shadow self. Some have called it the dark self. Some have called it evil, and some have called it the dark side. This attribute of you has a name, and it is called duality. Duality is entirely appropriate, for it is a designed part of you. It is assigned to you at birth, and you do not carry it in from the other side of the veil. For this planet is the cauldron of duality, where the test is being accomplished. The test is that angels pretending to be humans come to even the playing field, and with the duality, dark and light, try to find the balance between the two. It is a test of energy, not the human, but it feels as though it is a test of your soul. And you might have noticed each human being must decide for themselves if it is real or not. You must decide individually, without evangelism from any organization, without those telling you what to believe and not to believe. The days are starting to diminish when you simply hang your soul belief onto the wagon of history and the mythology it represents. For this new energy is beginning to draw out individual examination of spiritual things, a desire to really know the truth. When you come into the earth, you get something you didn't plan on, and I want to tell you all about it. I want to tell you how powerful it is, and I'm going to give you an example of it. Then I want to tell you what you can do about it. Before we go any further, let us discuss what this energy of duality has done for your history, for it is the basis.